MainStCEO, and we're lucky enough to have with us today John Colabelli, publisher of this magazine, which is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal magazine. He's a phenomenal guy. I've known him for quite a long time, and we're lucky enough to have him here today with Irv Rosenzweig, president of RZ Wealth. So we're going to talk about doing business in Philadelphia in 2017, and more importantly, we did a survey not too long ago that'll be on MainStCEO's website. 80% of all the small business owners were optimistic about this year's business. So that's what I would start with. What do you think, John? I mean, you know Philadelphia and you know the market.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll just talk about, some statistics, and, we'll talk about a little bit of finance, leading indicators. Advertising is a leading indicator. It's the first thing to go away in recessions. It's the first thing to come back in good times. And, just taking an indication of this book, which is our summer book, it's one of our biggest of the year. And if I look at attrition year over year, and I look at, new business, I haven't seen this much new business and a lot of unsolicited calls into the magazine, talking about our product, asking to advertise. So, taking that into consideration and taking into consideration, general conversations with my advertisers, there's a little bit of a Trump bump. The stock market's up. There's a lot of unrealized gains and losses in people's portfolios. Interest rates are still low, so real estate's on fire here in Philadelphia. I think there's more demand than supply. That's a good thing. Apartment buildings are, at 80 to 90% full. If you take a look at the cranes in the sky, I get up every morning and I've got a pretty good view of the city. I see at least, 15 cranes in the sky, so that just tells me that there's a lot of building. And the overall consensus is that, with my business, we're growing. And talking again to my clients, there's a lot more positive, conversation about what they want to do, what they're doing, and what they're doing to promote their business into the future. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of hesitation, there's any negativity going forward. So, as long as the market, stays stable and, these FANG stocks that everybody's invested in, keep stable, I think we're in a good place.
So should everybody feel that good about it?
There's always, gravity brings you back down to earth, sometimes harder than other times, but there is a lot of money in motion, and there's people seeking assistance. And right now, when everything seems to be going up, you can maybe take a relaxed attitude and look at a passive style of investment, and that's what a lot of people are thinking for themselves. But there will be a rude awakening, and people will seek, quality financial services and some strategies related to safeguarding their money and understanding that rather than throwing money, in a hat and expecting that to build or accrue, that they need to have some sort of a plan or some sort of a strategy, just like John does with the magazine. We work with a lot of business owners. So the fact that we are in an environment that is appealing to business owners, small business owners, whatever, that's key for us.
Yeah, we talked a little bit off camera about what's new, but you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, we just went through an acquisition by a larger company, basically our number one competitor in, not Philadelphia, but in many of the other markets, 8 other markets that we're in. So we just sold 17 magazines to a larger company called Modern Luxury. So the combination of both brings us up to 84 magazines in 24 markets. There's some duplicity in some of the markets where we'll see a high-end, lower-end magazine. Looking at, let's say, Hamptons and Beaches magazine, where there's 2 of them. Hamptons will go ultra high end. Beaches will come down, be more aspirational, a little bit millennial, and more to the more health conscious. Here in Philadelphia, what that means for us is really to increase our visibility, to compete with our number one competitor more on a one-to-one basis, rather than what we've been doing. Getting myself out of my own comfort zone, being 6 issues a year, taking it to 10 issues a year, and then also producing 4 or 5 other ancillary books and driving revenue.
We're going to talk about this in the next section, but when you talk about growth, what's going to be your metric? What are you going to be looking at?
Well, again, in our situation, and we talked about this in the last session, we'll talk about in the next session, we align with a group called the Carson Group. And I've known Ron for many, many years. I respect the hell out of the guy. He understands what's key to me and to himself, which is really putting the client's interest first. So from our perspective, it's really going to be to differentiate ourselves. Our industry is commoditized. And maybe from us looking in, magazine industry is commoditized. So you open that first page and look at the quality paper, quality advertising, things of that nature. Our clients or our prospects don't know how to turn that first page and don't know how to differentiate from what they're seeing within the context of what we provide. So we want to be able to send a clear message to our clients and make them understand, not forcefully, but make it relevant to them in the sense that expertise is key, and knowledge, knowing how to delineate, know how to differentiate, know how to control risk to some degree, that's going to be key to their success. And that's where we see ourselves going. And along with that, we know that we're going to attract a ton of clients with that message.
So give me one thing people should know about Philly they don't.
What they don't, we're a very sophisticated city. I mean, if you go around to the 85 other magazines that we have and you go to some of the other markets, like Scottsdale or Phoenix, even San Francisco, Philadelphia is up there with the best cities. We've got the best restaurants, we've got the best fine dining, we've got great retail, not only here in the city, but out here in the suburbs. So you've got the best of both worlds. And we're a historical city. You've got our old city and our downtown. You've got some amazing suburbs, the main line, which we infiltrating more and more. It's a hidden gem. One of the other things that people may not know is Philadelphia is a World Heritage City. And there are hundreds of World Heritage cities around the world. There's only 2 in the United States. So we're lucky enough to be one. And an issue that we produced last year for the DNC with the American flag on the cover is actually, we did an overrun and is being used by the World Heritage Society to promote Philadelphia all around the world. So we get videos and we get photos from New Zealand and Australia and South America and India that, here's Philadelphia style. So we're like that traveling gnome, traveling American flag.
There you go. We're going to end it right there with the best magazine in Philadelphia and the best financial advisor in Philadelphia.